It only takes a cinder for a phoenix to rise.
Welcome on back everyone to Total War Warhammer 3 and part 14 of our Malekith the Old Wilderness of a Grimmhammer campaign. In today's episode we are here closing the vice around Grimgor. He has, a pretty scary force here, but we've beaten him so many times his fightiness has dropped down to very low, so everything he sees is no longer his. We've got Malice building up some magic over here. There's no real way he's going to be able to handle the fight against the Great Hogs, but if we can come on over here and at least start raiding and poking at the greenskins, maybe we can force Grimgor to go away from some of his other settlements down here, and Marathi and Malekith can start claiming them from him on the back end. We're going to be giving all of the wasteland settlements to the Wood Elves if they allow that, and that should allow us to boost our relationship with them so quickly that we can get a defensive alliance and have a pretty strong ally there with Wood Elves, so we'll gain even more powerful archers than we already have access to. Even more strong hit and run cavalry, which would be even better. Treasury's looking a little bit suspect, so we have some work to do. If we jump into our glory to Malekith, it's going to be 100 for the nobility or dark plates, and these cost 500. Alright, our next subjugation is going to be quite expensive. We're going to want to grab Crone Helebron because we should be able to bring Lokir and Rakarthin through diplomacy if we are doing the right things. We can also spend a little bit to give us a 100% chance for some magic items for a few turns. Of course, cracking the whips is pretty good idea as well. Let's go ahead and actually just drop one offering to Anathrama because I always like the research rate and replenishment. And then we'll give that a break for a little bit so we can start building up to try to gain our subjugation of Crone Helebron. So that's all we can get to for this turn. Marathi's ambush chance has also been increased by a fair margin, so hopefully Grimgor runs right into it. We can only hope. Oh, looky there. I guess the ambush failed, but he charged over here either way. Can we deal with you with a quick auto-resolve, Grimgor? We could, but man, we would lose everyone. Alright, well the settlement garrison is a bit wounded. And he's got a bunch of savage work biggins, so these guys will drop pretty quickly to magic. I think we've got him, so Operation Avoid Grimgor and take down his soldiers is a go. We'll definitely be controlling the large army. We'll set up likely between these two choke points if we can, or on the other side of them. That way Grimgor's forces are all disorganized and jumbled up to be smashed apart by our arrows. Let's get it. Right. We got a fair bit of magic to use as well, which is going to be to our advantage for sure. Go ahead and start deployment, and we'll go ahead and set up on top of this hill here. We're gonna have to wait a minute 30 for our reinforcements, and I think that's just fine. I'll also set up on this hillside instead. But it would allow Grimgor's forces a little bit of cover as they come through the woods. It would allow our own. Let's go ahead and set up over here. Bolt throwers. Pull them as far back into the woods as we can. That way it dissuades the enemy cavalry from attacking them. Plus they can kind of remain invisible for a moment. All of our harpies we'll put over on this side to make them think that's where our important units are. There we go. Something like that. Marathi up front to harass with magic. Same thing with our other caster. He's going to be dropping your Spirit Leeches down on hopefully Grimgor, but if they have any other heroes that I have already forgotten about, I will probably take them out first. Grimgor is just a little bit too tanky of a boy. Let's go handbows hiding in the woods. We'll go crossbows. I want the guys with shields on this side because that's most likely to be breached. Like so. And then we have our ice blades we can throw behind this group. If they have any... Well, actually, you know what? We want shields holding the flanks. We'll have the Sisters of Slaughter behind them. They got super high melee defense. We'll have the Witch Elves again behind everyone else there. Probably want to pull this group back just a little bit.
If you wish.
We want them to be forced into the choke point themselves. Handbows back as well, and they'll just circle around.
The merciless host.
Excellent.
Witch elves.
Oh, we should have grabbed Orval and brought him back into the forest before we did this. We are just missing our armored centerpiece.
It is so.
For prides of Cain.
Missiles and the flyers. Alright, lads, every kneecap is worth 100 gold coins.
Marathi. All for Malekith.
All for Malekith.
My revenge comes. At once.
He will just drop on the biggins. Whole bunch of lads here, we can just kind of blast it back. I'm seeing a lot of dropped frames here. This is not great. Not much we can do about it in this episode here, but I'm gonna do some experimenting in the back. See if we can't fix that for the future there. Sorry, y'all. Oh shoot. Worrying about that, got our sorceress clobbered by trolls. Get out of there. I don't see any other single entities we need to worry about, so let's go ahead and just drop that on Grimgore. And have you all keep moving. Sweet. So that's where the spiders are going to hang out. They're going to fire some shots. You boys move forward a bit and fire on those death creepers. Be awesome. Push them out of position is not what I really wanted to do there. So we've got the Soul Rain, which is a huge bombardment. Sky Cauldron here as they come up and through. Little Soul Rain. It's the same area, no reason not to. Bolts, tear them to bits. Send these handbows wide. I initially wanted to. Wrathy, let's go ahead and throw this down on these poor boys. Keep fleeing. Bolts are doing good work. Let's go ahead and switch their targets. We've got our reinforcements now, so you go after these Black Orcs if you can, my friends. We'll bring this group around. Crossbows, go ahead and just move in. Dark Riders take the back line here. Our Harpies get jumped. We'll send them all in together. The lash to weaken these guys on their way into Scrum. The Ice Blades at the main line then. Witch Elves. You want to move into flank? No, let's rampage the trolls. That way they can't turn around and run. Where is our sorceress here? Make sure you're well and truly away from Grimgore, who's kind of lumbering around in the back. Okay. Pull back there. Sprint on over and just clobber the back line. Pros are doing their work. Let's bring one of the Harpies and chase off this group of Night Goblin archers. And we'll watch the carnage. We have enough for another Spirit Leech? Indeed. Enjoy, Grimgore. What's weird is now that we're down in the fray, I see when I'm looking over at OBS, I see no issues with frame rate. Or maybe nothing at all, and it's a weird issue on the display. People see in editing. You guys are fighting anyone, get in there. Drop down the goodies. Alright, you warriors move in, get some damage in. Pull you lot away. Drop this down, another soul raid in this huge blob of unfortunate souls. That's amazing damage. Battle's going very well for us. Every time the trolls get too close, they get a mouthful of crossbow bolts. Soul raid is ripping them apart. How did you make you powering through our line? Going after the Witch Elves and the Sisters of Slaughter, I guess.
Ready.
Let's have you guys fire on their archers to start, just to get rid of them.
Dark shards.
Or chariots. Break these crossbows rounds so they can get some nice shots in. Yeah, waste your loony gits on our
For battle.
garrison force. That is perfect.
Come with me.
Barathi just dropped the Melkoths on the Black Orcs.
By my hand.
Not land with Grimgor, actually. We'll go ahead and blind the Black Orcs here.
Bleak swords.
These guys are
Advance through
way advanced out there.
cold-blooded killers.
That big blob is begging to be hit with some bombardment spells. Barathi, just kind of dash around and spread out your blinding effect. That is insanely strong. You shoot, you guys fall back. You guys fall back, and you guys shoot.
No survivors.
There we go. Teamwork. Teamwork brings in more slaves. We'll do what we can to run down these greenskins for the mines, and I will catch you all in a moment. Alright, it'll give us a close victory, which, fair enough, we lost more witch elves than normal. I'm pretty sure that's always because of our Reaver bolt throwers. They are devastating to friendly lines. Grimgor's big, imposing butt has been subjugated once more, so we'll bring his lads back on into the fray.
New toys. Delightful.
Well, oh, I guess Marathi's ambush was just foiled completely. I figured he might have caught her when he hit, but I guess he just came over to fight. Marathi now has the defeat trait on Grimgor, so more armor for all characters faction-wide, more armor-piercing damage for her, and then less leadership for all enemy heroes and lords in the region. Fantastic. And now we move on to deal with Grimgor. Kervaldo,
Dreadlord of
let's bring you with. We can send you out afterwards. Go after Rarthug, maybe? I don't think that's how it works.
I am.
He's already
Morat.
used an ability this turn.
No stopping me.
Oh, we would still lose all these units. Somehow Grimgor managed to... I think the trolls just didn't take any damage at all because that's how trolls work. Some of these guys being full health is a little bit suspicious. Where's Wah? Fair enough. If we must fight you again, we shall. We'll sit up on the hillside there and just blast down at him. Should be a killing field.
Corsair.
Right then. I am fighting off some coughs here, so I might mute randomly. Let's set up the crossbows up here on the hill. Yep, be right back. Oh, they almost got me.
Bolt throwers.
We'll throw the bolt throwers in. I'd like to not be blocked by this this tower, so we might just set them up in the trees here. No problem at all. We will double stack up the spears, setting up some of the newer recruits so they can get some experience. Other lads directly behind them. If they manage to close the gap, kudos. Ice Blades up front here with the Sisters of Slaughter ready to back them up.
Battle ready.
They are both of our Witch Elves behind everyone else. Being the terrifying bodyguards they are. Dark Shards with shields on this side just in case of any flanking, since they've got the most defense. On this side.
Shards.
Treat all enemies like a threat, and your armies will come out with at least less casualties than they would have. A lesson I had to learn the hard way.
First sorceress.
Alright, I think we've got everyone all deployed except for our hand bows. We will bring these guys over into the trees, kind of same as last time. They are fantastic to use as an ambush force. They're also very fast, but not as fast as any of these cavalry. So when we want to keep them a little bit back. English. We'll fall in the center here, and we'll just get all our single entities. Infantry.
Bolt throwers.
Destruction
So,
comes.
you guys be in guard mode. We'll have all the spearmen also doing the same. Lovely stuff. 2 arms then, Grimgor.
Sorceress of Grog.
Switch you guys over to
Host.
Agreed.
multi-bolt
Matriarch.
mode.
Ready.
And we'll just sprint on over and drop a Spirit Leech on Grimgor. Marathi, let's use your Melkoths on those biggins. Yeah, let's hit the biggins. And being Savage Orcs, they have no armor and almost no defense from Melkoths. Do you think we want to switch her off of the cold one? Feel a little bit too slow. Miscast right away. Good job.
Sister of the Dark Convent. Marathi.
Goes the Melkoths. Sure you want to stand here and do nothing? I've got some darkness for you. Should be lovely. Yeah, don't move. Good idea. Of course, I think they will as soon as the countdown starts. Or maybe not. How awesome. Unleash the stank cloud. Oh, where are you going? Maybe the dark spirits are hungry for souls, but I guess not. Had a whole bunch of cheesy one-liners ready and wasted. Drop the soul rain, see if we can't wake them up. I don't think they want to come over here. Yeah, they're at least willing to dodge the soul rain. I think they knew with premonition that the shadows were going to do nothing to them. Stop dodging my stuff with the hive brain. Stand there and get hit like good orcs. Back to the line then. If it's gonna be like that. But first, come back here and drop another Spirit Leech on Grimgore. The cognizance to dodge both artillery and magic at the same time is terrifying. While they do make really bad decisions, they are really good at dodging. Spirit Leech yoinking his health off quite nicely. Like that Marathi is near him, so her leadership is lower.
Going now.
He's a terrifying soul, what can I say? Who's the most scary here? Definitely the biggins. Stop them, please.
Shadowy Overseer.
I should have let them get a little bit closer.
Corsairs! Forward!
Wee bit of a mistake there. Send you guys over the top. Let's go after the Death Creepers if we can.
Vengeance awaits.
You guys jump the chariots unless they decide just to stay back. Okay, that would be easy takedown for you. Send the Black Dragon Egg through the line. Come back a little bit further here. Go ahead and hit them. Go ahead and run down the Death Creepers. Marathi can come on into the back line here. Slow down Savage Orc Biggins. You guys run down the Night Gobos in the back line. We'll bring the Handbows out. And that'll be that. Come back behind our line, my friend. We'll drop the Soul Rain. And the Sky Cauldron to try to weaken. It's the one with the weaken effect. Oh, no, it's not. Just the bombardment. Alright, cool. Harpies get up in the air. We'll have you kind of land in the back, deal with these biggins. Pain's a lash to weaken this big blob. We don't even really have to risk our witch elves. We're going to anyway, of course, because they love blood. There it is. Need to make sure that Grimgore hasn't closed the gap on Marathi. He hasn't yet. Can't quite go for the Spirit Leech. Marathi, let's pull away from there. Grimgore is getting a little bit closer than I'd like.
The merciless host.
Ball is taking some damage. You just stop Grimgore from getting closer. Just freeze him in place, forehead. Arby's, you go after the War Boys there. Marathi, if you can hit this back line, that'd be awesome. The Witch Elves are just kind of dying in droves. That's what they do.
My power is yours.
Spear Leech on the big boy. Ooh, some friendly fire coming out of there somewhere. Toxic Venom is coming out of our squad, I'm pretty sure. You stop firing as to avoid friendly fire. Oh, Marathi, get out of there. That's a Grimgore. Beacon or not, he is still terrifying. There we go. He runs, now you go and smack him in the back of the head. Bravery. Excellent. Well, we will run down the rest of these greenskins and catch you in a moment.
The merciless host, on to slaughter!
Well, by now it's pretty certain that Gork and Mork have forsaken Grimgor. I think this time he will take the gold.
Remember the clemency of Morathi.
Clemency. Exactly.
Hag sorceress.
I guess we could send you out to try to take down Rarthug. If you fail, it'll be the whip for you. Switch her off her cold one though, and she loses the armor piercing damage, but gains a whole 30 speed, which I am going to think is going to be far more important. Yes, English. So let's come on in here and give you the scouting and notorious, which is not going to help out with your agent abilities at all, but you'll be just fine.
Death comes to sorceress ascend.
Oh, there you go. And we gain ourselves a talisman of protection and 600 treasury because in the nick of time, slid on into the victory.
Anarian's bride.
Exactly. We'll have you build up some magic.
Scheming.
Come on over to threaten the Great Ogham and the Isle of Wights once more.
Malekith, King of Malekith.
We could have you actually reinforce. This is a lucky day.
Of these dark deeds.
Duh.
King Malekith, setting out.
We'll now search the shipwreck. We'll have to fight it too, because no matter what, they'll try to sacrifice our Hydra. Or we'll get the curse of the sea thing, and we'll be having a bit of a crash here. Alright, we're back, and that took a quite a bit of work, as I had to fight both battles with Grimgor all the way over again, because the crash took us back to the autosave before the end turn, but after a couple attempts, we're now here. So, the Risen Isle. As you make your way across the sea, the ocean mists suddenly part to reveal an island which, by all accounts, is uncharted, even by the great Maprite himself. High spars of rock jut from the sea, like spikes in a trap that has ensnared some prey. Indeed, a wrecked ship lies impaled on a small island's coastline. The crew seem to have moved into the interior, along with any invaluables that may have been on board. So we must explore and butcher them. And hello, pirates. Even though this is decisive victory with low casualties, I absolutely do not trust it, especially since our War Hydra has a little bit of health that has been lost. So let's get in there and smush us some vampirates. Alright, so what we'll just do set up
We are
with
ready.
our Reaper bolt throwers in a Z's position. Camera's being a little bit wonky on me. There we go. Hold them on the side of this hill here.
Dark elves.
And then we are going to deploy everyone else below them. That way we are not blasting into our own friendly lines here. We'll grab our shades, and I think I'm going to just pull them back a bit. They'll move up once the enemy gets closer to us.
Chariot.
They've got cannons of their own, so we're going to have Malekith move up and try to disrupt that with his magics. Otherwise, we're going to get blasted to pieces. So we'll have all of our important infantry set up over behind
Merciless warrior.
trees here. Yeah, this will work out. So we'll go Bolt Fiends and the normal shielded lads and have them in the center. Switch their positioning though. We're just going to move everyone up in kind of small groups. And we'll have the other
Dark shards.
archers advancing from this position. With the normal dread spears rolling with them. There we are.
We are ready.
Perfect. We're going to have them just normal for now. We're going to have any angled deployment. We actually outnumber them by quite a bit. We'll have all of our heroes trying to keep the enemy's attention while our rest of our troops move in from there. Gold One Knights, you guys stay in the back. Don't exactly know how forward they're going to deploy their cannons. So Beasties also back in the back, ready to engage once they close the gap a little bit more.
Battle ready.
There we are.
Lord of Malekith.
Everyone in their positions. Our very small infantry line. Full of missiles. And then the fast movers. That's probably not a bad idea to put the Charybdis and Hydra with all of the other single entities. Let's do this.
All shall tremble.
All shall tremble. Alright, so she's giving it more accuracy. Spiteful shot. Ooh, what is it firing on? There's simply no way you get those through the woods. I'd be very impressed. Switch these over to multi-shot rounds. We'll have Malekith just gotta keep moving up and around. And with Dragon Breath on this group of gun mob. One single volley of these shotguns is devastating, so we cannot stay for long. Come on, Dragon, quickly. Oh, you know what? We don't have time. Yes, we do. Get him. Oh, that's what I... That's pretty good damage. Let's finish him off there, hopefully. Very low armor. That might be enough blitz damage to go ahead and have them just fully disintegrate away. You guys go after this group of shotguns. Yeah, they're starting to disintegrate. But there's a good chance that they'll come on back either way. Malekith, you just go ahead and land here. Perfect. That'll do. And now we can advance the actual army. You go up the hillside here, start disrupting who you can. You lot go with them. Let's move the normal bolt throwers up. Shade, stay here, get in your group. There we go. And Malekith, you've got the depth guard that has come on back with you. An interesting strategy. We'll do what we can to blast them apart. We'll have Malekith kind of come up and around and go after the Fleet Admiral. Bring them with. I thought I advanced our normal lads. You just charge right up in here and get involved with the gun mob. Don't want them to be firing for long. Stop the depth guard from doing any damage. You can also just like launch some ice through. 100% armor piercing is pretty dangerous. There we go. They're gone. Shades are going to start ripping into them as well. Let's have the Shades get the normal gun mob. You two as well. Go after the gun mob. That's about all they have that can do damage to us. Send in the beasties. Cavalry, you can come on in and run down these polearm mob. See how strong Rakarths are on the charge. I mean, the bolts they throw out are both acidic and horrifying. See the explosion effect there. That wasn't bad. It wasn't great either, let's be real. Let's go ahead and pull them away. We'll just let those Death Guard disintegrate on their own. A lovely bit of playtime for the Hydra, and funnily enough, the lawn care crew has actually been here all day long. This episode has been tough to get recorded, to say the least, just because of the crashes we've had from this battle here, actually. Hopefully they stay on the other side of the apartment so I can actually continue to play. We'll see, though. Works so well in tandem. Malekith gets their attention and the chariots just blend through. That's fantastic. Well, they're done. Let's make sure none of our guys get too much friendly fire. And the vampires will fizzle on away to nothing. Alright, 0 lost on our side of the field, which would have not been the case had we not fought that. I think we will go ahead and take no more captives. Let's just snag the extra experience and weapon strength this time. There's also always some pretty good skills that come with killing the captives afterwards, as heartless as it might be. So before you can set foot upon the island, you are set upon by a vampire admiral, who had arrived there just before you and was bolstering his forces with the reanimated corpses of the shipwrecked dead rotting amongst the rocks. After defeating the undead freebooters, you looted the vampire's moored galleon, before claiming all of the salvage on the island for yourself. A scarecrow banner, which will be good when we actually start fighting the Bretonnians, and then some materials at sea, so extra income plus 10%, and then construction cost minus 30% for all buildings. That's insane. We need more materials at sea, then. We also can't be fooled by this predicted income here, because that is extremely boosted by our event there. Let's have Malekith go into March. You should be able to land ashore. Where do you actually have to land at? Over here? That'll work. You can have the Admiral come on in as well.
Black-hearted dreadlord.
Gonna stick between the two.
Anchors away.
We can even come into this inlet here
Plotting a
and
course.
start giving everyone some more bonuses.
Sail, damn you.
Sail.
Such slaughter awaits.
How can we be more edgy? We can't. That is the answer. Love to raid. Can we actually make it into his territory to raid?
Pillage and plunder.
Oh, maybe.
Ambition
That says Muddy
makes
Flats
haste.
there. Hey, 829 gold and 90 new slaves.
Mother of the
Speaking of, Marathi, do you have any way to increase that? I don't want any Slanesh corruption. You can get that out of my army. We'll just take the upkeep for now, then.
Overlord.
Malekith, you've got all of your uniques sorted. Let's finish off the blue line, and then we'll
This
probably
heat
start
saps
working on
my
his
patience.
magic. So, Fleeting Shadow for ambush. Now we'll just go for Elven Healing. Punishment rate all the way. For his next skills, Stimulate Growth would be awesome to get
Relentless heat.
sooner rather than later. But we're not really in any areas we're actually trying to build up yet, so not worth. Let's go Show No Weakness, more resistances, and bonus fee large. Most of the orcs have no magical attacks, so good to grab that now while we can make use of it. Then Malice, you can switch over into Raiding Stance.
Time to
Just yoink what you can away from the Great Hogs here. Awesome, and he has support if he needs it. The enormous Black Arc, 20% less upkeep for his army.
alone is worth avoiding.
5 more slaves every turn, and then does it upgrade Kane's Lash? No, but it does get us up to tier 4, so we are going to go for that right away. Let's go Giant's Causeway up to tier 3 so we get the gold mine up as well. In fact, how much is it? 600 servants? Do it. Do it. Let's throw in the gold smelter as well. And then the Estates of the Masters. And what else can we slot in here? This just gives us an additional Dark Rider. I think since we have subjugated Grimgor, we're good for now. If they start diminishing, we're in trouble though. Still not willing to trade, even though we've got all of these goodies. Handcrafted by our finest servants. They're paid quite well for it, don't worry. The dots cost, we actually lose control. Don't want that. Control in adjacent provinces is probably not a necessarily bad call, but the auction house here. Experience gained faction-wide plus 1%. Casualties captured. Witch King authority plus 1, okay. So we want to drop dark plazas in places we want to defend, and then auction blocks pretty much everywhere else. Alright, well, we've got one slot left. We want to save it for that. Let's go for control building here, since we're still -9, and that is awful. Because we aren't really able to jump in and help out with the rebellions all that well. Yeah, so we're going to have to crack the whips here with some fights to the death. 25 extra control for now. Makes me sad, because I'd rather sell them for some money. Speaking of, let's just go ahead and finish the gold smelter here, as well as the road. That actually diminishes our servants and will hopefully help out our control a bit. Down to +2 instead of +3. Well, conquest ahead.
World will burn.
Nesca, we need you back in Marathi's squad. And that was the only thing that was different. This time, we didn't manage to take out Rarthug Squigbeard with our assassinate
We will
attempt, so
destroy all.
we aren't going to get the free 600 gold this time. Sad day. We will skip on through here, though. And that will be our turn.
Malekith. Death lurks behind every
You
soul.
won't be able to bribe me there, Grimgor. Sorry. 2,000? Especially not for 2,000. What do you think I am? This mask is worth more than 2,000. Alright. Oh, Urian's back. How lovely. He doesn't look thrilled about it, but welcome, sir.
Dreadlord of
Can you just go straight across here? That'd be awesome.
You think unique.
And granted, we should be able to have Malekith. I don't trust it though because War Hydra.
Very well.
Well, let's go with not Druki Strike, but Dark Channeling maybe?
Power is
Minus
unmatched.
20% speed is so much. It allows all of our fast movers to be so much more deadly.
Will allow this.
I will allow this. Okay, they're almost gone. Let's give you the Scarecrow banner so you've got a little bit more vigor loss reduction. Maybe that'll keep them alive. I saw a flicker for a moment. Don't you do it. Just all of his health. He has the most regeneration ever, but in a battle with 5 orcs, he's going to get butchered. Go ahead and sack it this time just to force them to repair things for us, or do we want to claim this and move on? Let's just claim and move on.
My coffin.
We'll claim all the slaves all the same, though. Alador's Blade and Soulful Net is now in a Cauldron of Blood. Gift from Cain. Eternal Beauty sounds great. I might need me a Cauldron of Blood myself.
My cruelty knows no limits.
So Soulful Net, what does this actually do for you? It gives you a bonus versus infantry of 25, which is pretty hefty. Sitting at 66 melee attack when throwing down with infantry units. Although it's going to be a pretty large target now. A lot more armor. What does the Blood Shrine do for us? 15% physical resistance? That is so much better than the Blood Shrine or the Blood Throne or whatever the motorized vehicle of death that Khorne has. I think it just gives them a little bit of extra leadership. So replenish troops, final point into this. You are traveling around with Malekith, so we don't have many in Sisters of Slaughter and Witch Elves, so not super worth it. May not be a bad idea to add 1 or 2 of those units
They
in here.
fear the darkness.
I don't know what we would replace. Not the biggest fan of these Reaper Bolt Throwers, I can't lie. I think we've already used some skills points to boost them up, so... Well, the Sheaf Master just hits them as well. Maybe we can pivot away, because they just don't seem to do much damage to armored units, which is kind of the
Phoenix
most
Queen.
dangerous thing we need to deal with here.
Tyrant.
Aranosh, you come with.
The ocean awakes.
Indeed it does. Get you into this little inlet here, which is incredibly
I must
safe.
endure.
Unless you get cornered by some randos.
Set the sail.
I'd like to try to Venn diagram our area of effects here.
First source.
Eska, see if you can drop him either way.
Death comes
Ooh,
to
another
all.
failure. Death doesn't come for all. You failed. Don't lie. Unbecoming. Yeah, so we're gonna hit the mud flats, sack it, and then move past. Try to take Trogland. We will come up with. Well, you know what?
Enchanting beauty.
Let's raid across here. Maybe we can even just attack. No, we can't reach. Okay, we could raid across, and then we'll attack here next turn. We need to stay in the mud flats. As soon as we transfer over, we'll steal a bit of Malice's raiding
Hatred
income.
drives me.
There we go. And then they can take the Great Hogs together, give that to Deluric for hopefully a few more heals. Just 500 for a trade agreement, sold. Your cookies for my wine, furs, pottery, medicinal plants, and exotic animals. Seems like a great deal. Now we finally finished the Trading Places mission, so treasury and some slaves. Some people get gold stars, we get horrible oppression. Alright, control is taking it towards the direction we would like. In fact, I'm going to use our slaves to make sure it's all maxed out. 24. We'll see if that changes. Collected income and climate. So 25 from events, which is concerning. But we are going to be still fairly negative, all things considered. Seems like we have to just recruit up some masters to kind of hang back and control the land themselves. Let's go ahead and bump Lost Ericsson's up to the Dark Tower. Finish up this province. Since we can afford it, we'll grab the fighting pits here. And again, I think we will go ahead and use the servants. Yoink. Grease the cogs of industry. Lastly, we'll just chuck in this exotic animal tamer here for more trade goods. Sweet business. I like seeing the predicted income pick up so rapidly.
Malekith, King of Nagaroth.
With the grazing pastures, 30 growth is insane. And some slaves, of course, because we'll just warp these horses into centaurs, of course. That's exactly how it works.
My power.
Malice, you hang here. We will issue ourselves a new commandment, whichever one allows us to move the furthest. Reading up those dark portents. And now that we've left Newland, if this isn't helping out with control, we're going to switch this over to losing some income from our slaves. Luckily, not too many buildings there that require slave income. Look at that. Fix our control. I don't mind having rebellions we can crack down on, but we need to secure Albion first.
So, you think you can lead the Druki?
No, I don't think he does. He wants to trade, and he's gonna pay us even. Think of all the pain we could cause. Dude, agreed. Although, are you willing to give me more? They're always willing to give me more. Check that out. We'll take the non-aggression pact as well to speed along towards the Confederation. You're a skilled diplomatist. I accept. Alright, Purge the Weak is complete, so there's no place in the Druki's empire of cruelty for those of a mild disposition. We'll gain more income from faction capital and settlement buildings, which is fantastic.
I am the first
Now we have a choice to make. We hit the mud flats,
Stop that.
where this goblin is holding the line.
Nagaroth. Their life
You failed
is
again.
mine.
Or do we go after the Great Hogs with Malice?
I admire your dark.
I think we'll go after the mud flats. Switch over to the dark channeling
All is
stance.
possible.
We'll
Feel
surround them, and we'll just let
rage.
Malice keep stealing from the Great Hogs then. They've got this army up here, we might as well smush them flat. We've got all of our Black Arc abilities, which is perfect. Auto-resolve wouldn't really go in our favor. Before we do
Revenge awaits.
anything else, though, let's check with Malekith. Perhaps we can march dance him around the corner.
I am the Witch King.
I think we can. Although that is going to probably get rid of our War Hydra. We're still going to do it. We're just going to bring Malekith in for that next battle. And sprint on over, and he can help out Mommy Dearest.
Black-hearted.
We're going to have you upgrade your Black Arc since you're
Marathi
closer
commands
to
you. Fight.
the action. Admiral Terarosh. Excellent. That is going to be all the time I've got for today. Thank you all so much for stopping by today's Malekith episode. If you enjoyed the video, remember to leave a like for Light God and a sub for the Zepdon. See you on the next one.